Okay, no. God told me.
I don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and get up.
He said he f***ed you.
I don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and get up.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and get up.
I will you do not get in there.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off. I'm not going to tell you again. You're going to knock it off. You're not going to come out here and kick one of my deputies.
I can't breathe. Why won't you listen to that?
Just please not let him put anything on my name or my record. Like, I didn't do anything. That's all I have. I didn't do anything.
I don't think that's the situation.
Huh?
Who showed up?
My husband.
What's your husband's name? Huh?
Josh Moore.
Police officers are trained to handle a wide range of situations, and every encounter is different. But what happens when their personal and professional lives collide, and officers are faced with the daunting task of arresting their own girlfriends or wives? So here are 3 real-life incidents when cops have to arrest their own better halves. Our first case takes us to Hobbs, New Mexico on September 5th, 2023, when officers received a 911 call reporting a 30-year-old woman named Desiree Ortega driving recklessly, almost hitting another car. Initially, it seemed like a typical drunk driving incident. However, things took a surprising turn when the caller provided the details and license plate number of the car. Sergeant Ahmad White grew suspicious upon hearing the description of his own car from the 911 caller.
All right, so we got a call for a 47. It was a black SUV with that license plate number. So the vehicle was she's pressing me to hell. Vehicle was parked right here. Okay, so I parked down there by the Key Energy to try to see the vehicle pull out, so I can get observations of the vehicle, because we had a caller that didn't want contact. So
the vehicle was spotted turning at an intersection, almost hitting the driver.
Sergeant White and some officers eventually located Desiree's parked black SUV at the left side of the road, but just as they were about to approach her, something unexpected happened.
the vehicle was parked right here. Okay, so I parked down there by the Key Energy to try to see the vehicle pull out, so I can get observations of the vehicle, because we had a caller that didn't want contact. So and then at that time, Ahmad pulled up next to her, and Ahmad pulled up next to her. She took off driving. Went southbound and then kind of hit the curb real hard, almost hitting that fence, and then Ahmad blocked her in, and then that's when I pulled up next to her.
18 one way.
Get this motherfucker out of my car.
While the sergeant was trying to control the situation, his girlfriend had other plans. She took off driving and started to roll over the road and hit the next fence on the other side of the road.
Ahmad pulled up next to her. She took off driving, went southbound, and then kind of hit the curb real hard, almost hitting that fence, and then Ahmad blocked her in, and then that's when I pulled up next to her.
Officers promptly rushed toward the car to extricate her before matters escalated further. Those first sweet words for her were from her own boyfriend, Sergeant Ahmad White. Right from the start, Desiree was not willing to cooperate. When the officers asked her to step out of the car, she simply said no, showing everyone what kind of person she was.
Dispatch, can we get an ETA on county? That's right, step out of the car.
Where was it now? 18's 97.
Almost struck the fence. Desiree, step out of the car.
Wait.
Huh? Well, my name's Officer Solomon with the Hobbs Police Department, okay? The reason I'm making contact with you is because we got a call in that you're intoxicated driving, okay? Obviously, when I saw you, you just drove onto a curb and almost struck a fence, okay? So I'm gonna need you to step out.
Right away, the cop pulled her out of the car to stop things from getting even more worse and put handcuffs on her. Meanwhile, Sergeant White was trying to calm his girlfriend down, saying it was her own fault, so keep quiet and cooperate. But there was something more about this case that shocked everyone.
Did you take the keys out? You can stay in the car, just give me your key fob. Where's the key fob, girl? Do you have it on you? There it is.
Oh my, really?
You're not getting any because who you know, it don't matter, okay? You know it's against the law to be driving under the influence, correct?
It's not the key fob.
Okay, you do know that, right? So I don't know why you think you're above the law because of who you're dating. You're gonna get out of the car, I'm gonna have to pull you out. Okay, because we're not playing a game like you did with the other officers. Okay? Are you gonna get out of the car?
What game are we playing?
I'm not playing any game with you. Are you gonna get out of the car? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
I have one out on garage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Really? Oh, what the f***?
You're gonna listen. You don't get any favors because who you're dating. You understand that? Don't resist.
I want to stop. I can call all your shit.
21469.
No.
Yeah, stop. You already messed up. Stop, man.
We're 15 one time.
You're not wrong.
Stop.
You're wrong. Stop. You did this. That's on you. That is not on those officers.
Coming from 1300 block of West.
You're in cuffs. I don't know why you're doing that.
She was driving drunk, and to make matters worse, she had a little child in the backseat too. Can you believe it? While the officers handled Desiree, Sergeant White quickly noticed the child and rushed to the back seat. He promptly handed the child over to his grandmother. According to the reports, Hobbs Police Department had already called the sheriff's office for help because of a conflict of interest.
The conscious effort to try to put this car back in drive or turn it on, I run around, I grab the baby. And then I ran right up to her mom and I was like, take the baby. Olenek rolls up, he was like, Sarge, we got it. I said, please deal with that. And I backed up. I tried.
Was the child inside the car? You grabbed the car? You grabbed the kid?
Yeah, I watched him get the kid out of the car.
Yeah, I did.
Because I was pulling
Okay, get the child's information?
Yeah.
Are you, I guess your mom?
Grandma.
Grandma?
I had no clue.
I saw it on the way and I called
No,
Sarge.
he was doing it what he was supposed to do.
I know.
She started rolling and I didn't want her to.
No, I know. I called Sarge on the way over here. Because I saw the return.
I got way too much of my.
Immediately after, the sheriff's deputies arrived at the scene and began questioning Desiree. It's not surprising that she declined, given that Ortega wasn't in a condition to undergo any tests. However, when officers attempted to relocate her to another vehicle, she abruptly became aggressive, using inappropriate language and escalating the situation.
Monterey told me he subordinate.
Ready?
You. Hey, no.
Yeah,
Mom told me.
I
What?
don't know why he would say that. Go ahead and
He
get up.
said he you.
I don't know why he would
As
say
a
that.
subordinate.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and get up.
No.
Get on.
Don't do
Go
that.
ahead and get up.
Get on.
No. Ahmad
Go
said
ahead
he
and
you
get up.
as
Go
your
ahead and get
subordinate.
up.
He
Get on
told me.
right now.
Go ahead and get up.
No, Jasmine. He told me he you.
Get up.
Get up.
Get up or you're gonna go.
Get up.
Instead of feeling remorseful for her actions, she played the victim card. She blamed her own boyfriend, Sergeant White, for dating one of his female officers, Jasmine. Not stopping there, she even kicked one of the sheriff's deputies.
Told me he
Hey, get up.
Jasmine.
Hey, get up.
No, he told me.
Get up. Get in there.
He told
Get
I
up.
will you up. Get in there.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off.
Throughout the entire case, Sergeant White appeared remarkably cooperative. He willingly granted consent to the officers to search the vehicle, where they found 3 unopened bottles of alcohol in the front seat. There was also a 4th bottle with just a little liquid left. This discovery raised more questions.
It didn't take long for this deputy to discover a bag full of booze in the front seat of the car. Let's continue.
I'm good.
What'd she say was implied? She refused.
She refused.
The implied consent, she said yes, and then she started saying some stuff to me, so I don't know if it would be wise or what. I mean, we can still try.
You could still ask her.
If you don't mind backing me.
Yeah, absolutely. But if she refuses, we'll go straight to us.
Okay. First she said yes, so...
After that, when the officers thought to ask her one more time for a breathalyzer test, she continued to play the victim card instead of showing concern for his current situation and his little baby. She was then transported to the station where she eventually agreed to a breathalyzer test.
Are you going to take the test or not so we can get you over to the jail? You're not going to take the test?
I want to go home.
So you're refusing to take the test? We can't take you home. No, we can't.
Please.
So listen up. This is going to be the last time I tell you. You've already been read implied consent 5 times. Are you going to take the test or not? If you say anything other than a yes or a no, that's your answer is no. If you say yes, then we'll get you in here, we'll take the test. Those are your options. All right, let's get up so we can go and take the test.
However, the deputies took her to the sheriff's office for the test. The result of the test almost shocked everyone there. The breath test revealed a 0.36 BAC, almost 4.5 times higher than the legal limit of 0.08. Despite all this, Desiree still refused to cooperate with the officers.
So,
I will not have my kids.
right now the machine needs you to blow until the tone stops.
I'm telling you, if I don't pass this test,
You said you were going to take the test. Right now we're here. Now it's time to take the test, okay?
I'm telling you, if I
Desiree.
fail, I will not have my
Okay,
kids.
if the machine tones out, we're going to take it as a refusal and we're just going to take you right over to the jail. Big blow. Breathe in real big. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. All right, give it a second. It's going to ask for a second sample.
Desiree recorded a blood alcohol level of 0.36. That's over 4 times the legal limit. Now headed for jail, our suspect shares some parting words for her favorite deputy.
I will tell every fucking buddy how he.
Later, the 30-year-old was charged with aggravated DWI, abuse of a child, 2 counts of battery upon a peace officer, 3 counts of resisting an officer, reckless driving, open container, and driving on roadways laned for traffic. Watching scenes like this can be quite unsettling, but if you take a minute and think about the whole situation, all this is nothing but Desiree's own fault. The deputies did a very good job while handling this drastic lady. If you believe the scenario of cops detaining their partners couldn't escalate further, you might have been missing this case when an officer found wrestling on the ground with his ex-girlfriend. Our next case unfolds in Williamstown, Pennsylvania on August 21st, 2023, where a 37-year-old married Pennsylvania state trooper, Ronald Keith Devis, was restraining and wrestling on the ground with his ex-girlfriend, Michelle Perfanoff, who was also 37 years old.
Absolutely not. What is wrong with you? Would you do this? Would you?
After she tried to end their 4-month relationship, can you believe she used to be the person he was having an affair with while being married? Probably the side chick.
Attacked me and called the cops on me for existing in the woods. But if you want to sit on me, and you call the cops on me for what? For what? Oh, because I'm around a sociopath who says he can do whatever the fuck he wants with our objects and do whatever he wants. I'd be happy to tell them that.
But now Devis wants revenge. So, then he obtained a psychiatric ward commitment order by manipulating the normal text messages they exchanged, ultimately claiming Michelle a threat to herself and taking her into custody in a drastic way.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I've lived all over the world and not one time has anyone ever come up, tackled me, attacked me, and called the cops on me for existing in the woods. But if you want to sit on me, and you call the cops on me for what? For what? Oh, because I'm around a sociopath who says he can do whatever the fuck he wants with our objects and do whatever he wants. I'd be happy to tell them that.
The poor girl seemed very scared and was expecting some help from the person who was recording, but she soon realized that he was just the puppet standing there.
Would you do this? Would you?
She is being stalked and abused, fearing that he, a police officer, holds the power to unjustly imprison her and ruin her life simply because she doesn't want to be with this creep guy anymore. Probably the most accurate decision of his life. Just when Michelle's struggle seemed dire, the situation escalated unexpectedly.
Just walk up to someone and attack them, and then call the cops on them and say you're gonna, that's not okay. Get off of me! You just called the cops on me for existing! You don't give a shit about anything except yourself. And if this is caring, you have a very fucked up delusional way of expressing it. Get off of me! I didn't do anything! I didn't do anything wrong except disagree with you!
Throughout their interactions, Michelle literally started begging and pleading with Ronald to leave her alone. And guess what Ronald claims? He insists he's only there to help her, despite forcibly trying to restrain her and wrestling her to the ground. It's evident that Michelle didn't understand why she was being arrested, and Ronald didn't care to offer any explanation.
Let me go! You can't just tackle me like that.
Ronald's use of excessive force to detain Michelle didn't stop there. I can't imagine what this lady is going through. You have another cop standing there recording, literally agreeing with this madness. And he also calls the police because he knows the police will have their back, not the woman who's getting abused and terrorized by these two police officers, of course.
I'm not letting him put anything on my name or my record. Like, I didn't do anything. That's all I asked. I didn't do anything.
I don't think that's the situation.
Huh?
I don't think that's the situation. Nobody's here to hurt you. At all.
Why are you here? Get up. I didn't do anything wrong.
Watch your antenna, Davis.
Please. Please. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't take me anywhere.
Stop pinching me.
What did I do?
After an almost 12-minute ordeal of forcible retraining, arresting, and assaulting her, Michelle found herself in a bewildering situation. When the cops arrived at the scene, they promptly took Michelle to the mental hospital for a primary checkup. Surprisingly, despite not displaying any signs of being suicidal, she was held there for 5 days, before finally being released and interviewed by the police.
A state trooper from Dauphin County is suspended without pay, according to PSP. He's behind bars accused of assaulting a woman he knows and is caught on camera. Sarah Wilson is here with more. Sarah.
Valerie, Trooper Ronald Davis of Williamstown faces multiple charges, including strangulation, false imprisonment, and simple assault. He is accused of trying to hold a woman described in court documents as an ex-girlfriend on an involuntary mental health commitment.
This is what, in the end, Ronald was charged with: felony strangulation and misdemeanor offenses, including unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, simple assault, official oppression, and recklessly endangering another person. Consequently, Ronald has been suspended without pay and is currently incarcerated in Dauphin County Prison with bail denied.
Mexico Albuquerque police officer back in 2020, he was caught on ring camera dragging his girlfriend. It resulted in gashes and a brain bleed, and yet his girlfriend said she did not want to press charges and refused to testify against him in court, which shows you how powerful the intimidation is of someone who has a badge and a gun when you want to end a relationship or when you say you want to leave.
But if you think officers arresting their better halves couldn't get any worse, that's because you haven't heard about this case. Our next case unfolds at Santa Fe Village Dog Park in northwest Albuquerque on November 11th, 2017, when officers received a 911 call from a witness about a man being attacked by the already suspended APD officer Joshua Malecki. However, when the police officers arrived at the scene, the suspect was already gone.
Do you know him? Yeah. Okay. And from what I understand, this is his wife? Yeah? Okay. So, you had any beef with him? Any issues?
There's been an ongoing issue. Nothing physical until then.
You want to press charges? No?
During the initial moments of the interrogation, the victim described a sudden attack by a man who seemed to appear out of nowhere. It was both surprising and strange at the same time, but the victim's decision was even more concerning for denying any press charges against his aggressor, APD Joshua Malecki. Shortly after, the police officer led the victim towards his car for further questioning.
Is it just the key?
It's a black fob.
Okay. So it's probably...
It was like right in my pocket. Took it, kicked it, threw it. These people jumped over the fence to try to
Which one's your vehicle?
White car.
Okay, let's go up to the vehicle so EMS can come check you out, and then we'll finish the rest of this. Do you have your driver's license on you, or is it in your car?
Phone is
okay.
After further questioning, the victim was identified as Sean. The officer, who was concerned about Sean's well-being as he got hit on the head, began asking him random questions. After, when the officer conversed with another colleague, it was discovered that Sean might be dating APD Joshua's wife Stephanie, potentially the crux of the issue. While keeping that in mind, officer once again asked Sean if he wanted to press charges, but as expected, his answer remained a firm no. So, the officer decided to continue investigating the matter with APD Joshua's wife.
Okay, Sean, because you don't want to press charges, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an informational report on this. It's going to have you, it's going to have him, and it's going to have her. on what happened.
I've never been in one fight in my entire life.
Okay. So if you feel like this is an ongoing thing and it's just escalated to this, 9 times out of 10, I can't even say that. Sometimes it'll escalate even worse. Like, he may put you in the hospital. Or worse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chat with her and find out the situation, what's going on.
After interrogating both individuals and posing numerous questions, the officers found the case easier to handle. Sean's assailant turned out to be Joshua Malecki, a former APD officer who had previously been suspended for DWI after crashing his police car, who hit hard Sean on the head while he was sitting in the park and then disappeared. A while later, Sean was once again confronted for pursuing charges.
What's your name? STEPH. Sean, do you want to press charges? I mean, it's totally up to you. If you don't feel safe, if you feel like this is going to progress on something, it's going to get written up anyway.
As expected, Sean refused to file any press charges, even though the officer kept insisting he do so, simply because he knew Malecki, the suspect, is an APD officer, and what he could do.
So I'll ask you again, Sean, do you want to press charges? I mean, it's totally up to you. If you don't feel safe, if you feel like this is going to progress on something, it's going to get written up anyway. And there's going to be a report made, and it's going to go, I take it you know who her husband is. Yeah. So it's going to go up to the department. Yeah.
During the further conversation, Sean revealed that they had been in a relationship for about a few months, and Malecki already knew about it. This revelation was completely unexpected and shocking. Throughout the interrogation, he can be heard repeatedly saying, "I'm just a nice guy." I mean, you're not a nice guy at all. You've been sleeping with another man's wife and still think you're a nice guy.
So they're going to be here in...
They'll be here by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Hopefully sooner. They said 45 minutes maximum. So I'll be here to just get me in my car and I can...
Is Stephanie going to take...
In the end, APD Joshua Malecki is still getting paid. Malecki has been on paid administrative leave since his DWI charge in August, meaning he's been paid about $30,000 to do nothing. However, he pleaded guilty on May 14th, 2018.
The officer who responded said Malecki had bloodshot eyes and smelled of alcohol, and he failed a breathalyzer test. He was charged with DWI and leaving the scene of an accident. Now, prosecutors had said proving their case to a jury would be difficult because his wife was the only witness to see him drive drunk that night, and because they're married, has the right to refuse to testify. After several unsuccessful attempts by his attorneys to get the case dismissed, Malecki agreed to a deal.
And tell me what you did that makes you guilty.
Basically, was driving a police car under the influence of alcohol or other drugs.
YouTube algorithm thinks you will like this video the best. Watch and find out if it's right.